This week I got a pretty big box in the mail. A pretty big box in the mail, and lots of goodies in this one. So some of the content I have teased before, so in previous videos made mention of stuff that's on the way, stuff that I was looking at getting. All of that is in here, and I can't wait to get into it. Let's open this sucker up. So, might be spreading this out over a couple of weeks, so not everything all at once. But I still like to see what's in here. Make sure everything arrived. What is this? Adele? Is this is this supposed to be in here? Ah, okay. Munchkin Lullaby Vibrating Pad. It's for soothing babies to sleep. So for context, my wife is a photographer and she does maternity shoots and newborn shoots. So this is not mine. It's supposed to be mine. That was in the box. Leave that for her. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to be breaking up the contents of that big box over the next couple of weeks because they are sort of sorted into categories or stuff I've mentioned in videos before. So to follow on those videos, I'll pick out each bundle and bring them out. What I did want to get into this week, and what I mentioned it in the previous video, but I didn't show what I was actually doing. I mentioned before that I might be entering into a trade with some of the local local collector. Quite popular on the local scene, well known, very reputable. He's sometimes US based, so he gets to import stuff or bring in stuff personally. So yeah, I got into a trade with him. It's actually something that's been coming on for a couple of months. I had a bag sitting in that corner over there staring at me from April, which had all of my extra vintage racing cars. So from the vintage racing series I had some extras, and I thought, well, it's big ticket items. They're fairly well valued, but they are my extras and they're just sitting there. And I had my eye on a couple of items that he had available for sale. So I approached him, asked him whether or not he'd consider a trade. Very open to it. It actually went pretty smoothly. We just had it on ice for a couple of months because I had one of the items that I tried to sell off first. It didn't pan out that way, but that's a different story. And no train smash there. So recently I approached him again and said, look, can we sort of continue the trade? Is he still up for it? And it went, within a couple of hours we'd hashed it out and packages were exchanged. I will just quickly run a video to show what my side of the trade was. So I'll run that now, and then I'll show you what I traded for. so those are my 4 cars that I sent to him. The main one being that Richard Petty Roadrunner, which is probably the star of the show, the one that that's a little bit more sought after. The others are still fairly readily available in the US. Very few local importers and collectors seem to have the vintage racing cars, so it is sometimes something that you can trade with. I have traded and sold some of my extras before, and yeah, if you saw the previous video, the one where I had that decision to make on what to get, I did mention when talking about the convention cars that I had my eye on, I did mention one that I particularly liked and have liked since I saw it, and that was one of the items that I traded for, and that was this baby. So this is the 1985 Chevrolet Camaro IROC Z in yellow. It's from the 23rd Annual Collectors National, so that's the convention that's a little bit earlier in the year, not the LA convention. This is from last year, and just as soon as I saw it, it was just went straight onto the get list. I love the card art on these. Card art for the last couple of years have been pretty spot on. I did mention that in a previous video as well. I do like the when I did that preview last week, or running through the options last week, even this year's cars from the LA convention, the one that was just concluded a couple of weeks ago. That's the back of it. I just like that. I know that it's one of the easier ones to get, so it's not super popular with other collectors, it seems, but I like this more than any other cars from that convention. So yeah, that's the one, the IROC Z in yellow. Nice bold colourful card. Pretty good package. And then, so if I had to probably stack up the cars against each other, I'd probably traded, if you're going stacking up the cars traded against each other, these I probably traded this for the least rare cars, the less harder to find cars of those 4. But then that Richard Petty, I think it's probably a bit of a straight swap for the 83 Silverado from last year's Collectors Convention. Actually, 2022 Collectors Convention. This is from the LA convention, which is the one in October. And really nice. I like the lines. I like the color on this one. It's pretty clean, as these premium Silverados sort of tend to be. Even if you're looking at that brand new QK Super that's just hitting the stores in the US now, the blue one, very similar colors actually. If you look at the it's a darker blue, but also has the if I'm not mistaken, sort of the white stripe running down the side. I don't know if that is just a Silverado thing, but yeah, very cool car. I'm very happy with the trade, and as I've mentioned before with trading videos, some people will say they would rather have kept the vintage racing cars. Others would have said no, they'd have traded their front 2 teeth for the convention cars. But in the end, it comes down to what you want. Do you want to hang on to stuff that you might not get much pleasure from? You might not. You might have extras. Do you hang on to them in the off chance that you might sell them in future? It's especially in South Africa. These convention cars are very hard to find, and they're very expensive if you have to buy them from importers, because they are expensive to get in the first place. You have to be at the convention. You have to get there. You have to pay to travel there, to stay there, to buy them there. Still, I mean, they don't get them for free. Some of them you do get included with your tickets, but you still have to purchase your tickets. So they usually fetch a pretty high price, especially here. So I mean, there's no way that I could fork out the cash for maybe for the IROC, but definitely not for the Silverado. I just can't justify that sort of expense. So I have these cars, like I've said, they've been sitting in that bloody corner for 7 months now, and I've not touched them, I've not looked at them, they aren't bothering me. The wife will probably be happy to just free up some space because now the bag is gone, and I've replaced 4 cars with 2 smaller ones. So yeah, it's a win-win. So it's just one way of you have to decide sometimes. Do you want to add something to your collection that's a bit nicer and something that you might want a bit more than the stuff that you do have, and if you have stuff to trade, then obviously it gives you a bit of a leg up. Sorry, it's a bit bright, but yep, very happy with my side of the trade. I will link Brandon Smith's details below. He's got an online shop, check him out. He was running a 10% discount on the convention cars as well. I don't know if they've all sold out, so do check out his socials. He runs sales on WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, and then obviously off his online store as well. So thanks, Brandon. I will check out more of your stuff in the future. And he is currently in the US, and it looks like he's filling the bag with goodies. So there might be some new stuff hitting his shelves in the next couple of months. Okay, so that's it for this week. Over the course of the next couple of weeks, I'll be introducing the boxes that I'm pulling from the main box, just in their little categories or themes as they did ship. There will be some of the whatnot purchases. There will be some of the whatnot purchases that I did with credit. There's a lot that I got from eBay. A lot meaning a couple of cars, and not a lot of cars, just an assembly of cars that I got from a guy that I had to quickly move on, and that turned out pretty well. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Hope you have a good one, and yeah, I'm hoping there's no more surprises jumping out of that box. Okay, see you again. Cheers, bye.